Peace, Christopher Perceptions here, and welcome to our video session for No Code Hacking 2024. It's a brief session on how to actually build with AI. Everyone's talking about it, but how do you actually do it? So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a tool known as V0. V0 is actually a tool that is spun up by Vercel. You might have heard me speak about Vercel if you've been following NoCodeClarity for a while. So with the NoCodeClarity platform, as we're beefing up our AI agents and updating them, you are going to be able to spin up front ends very quickly. But what are you going to do once you have that code? You take that code, you put it in a GitHub repo so that the code can have a place to live. Then from GitHub, you can connect it to Vercel and deploy your front end for free, unless you have like a very viral thing and you need to scale it. But from NoCodeClarity, GitHub, Vercel, that is one flow. Okay. Now, what Vercel did was they spun up an AI output that allows for people to spin up front ends as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a tool. Okay. I want to create a Bitcoin halving clock counter based on inputs or information from mempool.space so that people who are non-technical can track Bitcoin's price as well as when the next halving will take place. Minor details could be cool also. So I inputted this and it is going to spin up something. It's thinking, which is really wild terminology to see an AI think. That's really interesting because we often attribute thinking to humans. Regarding machines, we say that machines are processing, but the fact that the verbiage is changing from processing or generating to thinking, it's kind of like a mind warp. It's wild. But as you see, in the midst of me talking, it's spinning up code, and this code is attributed to a dashboard. So what we see on this side is what would be known as an IDE, where the code is going to be generated or created if you were a traditional developer. So what we have here is the ability for us to have two very simple files. We have an app file in TypeScript, and we have a different file in TypeScript as well. Okay. Now, what we have here is a very simple, very bland price, halving, current block, halving countdown. So with this, let's make the background Bitcoin orange and the font white in color. Also, the minor details are a bit nan. So can we share real insights so that this can go live? What do you think people would be interested in regarding minor details? So the cool thing is when you're generating code with tools like NoCodeClarity, V0, etc., it gives you the code. So you're not in a proprietary lock where you're bound to certain things, but it allows for you, you can see it's going through the code, it's updating things, which is awesome that you're able to follow this along in a visual way, but you're able to see these things, you're able to build these things within minutes, and then you're able to save all of the information. So let's see what we can spin up within less than 5 minutes. And then after this, off to the races. I want you guys to try it out, build something, and make sure you're registered for NoCodeHacking. All right. So let's see. It's almost there. Yeah, we gotta update it. Me no likey. Okay. Scrap the minor insights. can you instead show me the circulating supply of Bitcoin in place of it? And I still need to see the background color go from white to Bitcoin orange and the font color go from black to white. So you see, these systems, although they are amazing, they still need some guidance. And even with NoCodeClarity, our AI agents, we've needed to revisit and tweak, et cetera, et cetera. So these systems are evolving. They do change from time to time. They do get really awesome upgrades. Sometimes they're still in transition regarding certain outputs. Sometimes they just need extra guidance because you might have inputted a lot. So the first input that I had, I'm saying I want the background color changed. I want the font color changed. I want this minor piece to be fixed. I want you to think about what minor piece should be fixed. Sometimes we need to comb it back a little bit. But the hard part is we are utilizing tokens in this process. Generally speaking, if you're paying for services, you are going to be generating a sort of bill. And that is something that you need to be mindful of when you are prompting. So this is what we have. It is almost ready. All right. So what I can do here, I'm going to do a brief screenshot. I'm going to drag it and I'm going to say almost ready. Here is the image of the dashboard so that you can see that not all of the words or numbers are in white. Also, can you place powered by C.M.P GFB, whoops, C.M.P GFB at the bottom with the hyperlink so that people can find me since I built this. All right, and then after this, we're going to deploy it and you guys are going to see it. And we did this in less than roughly 5 minutes, give or take some troubleshooting. Now, for you all, as you get more exhaustive in your outputs and get more exhaustive in what it is that you want to build, you're going to need to create project files. You're going to need to be able to do some version control regarding certain things. It's important. Boom. So here we go. And I can hover over. And at the bottom left, you can see that as I hover over this, it does this. All right. So I think we're good to go. I'm going to click deploy. I'm going to deploy this, but I'm going to create a project. Let's call it having countdown, right? I'm going to create it. Then I'm going to confirm and deploy. Boom. So I see that it is queued up, it is building, and then it is going to ship. And for no-code devs that don't necessarily know what that terminology means, when you're shipping something, you're pushing something to a production environment, an environment that is live. So with this, within a few seconds, we should see that this is fully live. All right. And that'll be that. Make sure you register for NoCodeHacking.com if you haven't. And we are good to go here. So boom, that is the website. Could I tweak it and make it pretty? Sure, but this was just something that was spun up as an exercise for you guys to see. I want you guys to ideate with all of the AI tools that are available and then begin building what it is that you're going to submit. Okay. Stay tuned. We got more sessions on the way. NoCodeHacking.com. Peace.